Welcome back to our video series on writing prompts in SchoolCity. In this video, we will explore how to score the writing prompts. So I'm on the Manage Assessment page in SchoolCity. I've located my assessment. I will follow that along over to the Functions button, and I'm going to go to the Score Online button. Now, in an earlier video, we explored how we could simply enter answers into a student answer sheet. We used that for those individual students that might have taken it on paper. However, the problem with that one is that it does not allow us to capture the actual student writing, only the score. To score all the items that students typed in when they took the assessment online, we want to choose this other option, Score Online, CR for constructed response, WP for writing prompt items. I'll select that. It opens to a new page. If you're a teacher, it will take you right to your periods. If you're a school level user, you might need to select a teacher. You've got an option of loading all of your periods and scoring everybody all together, or just loading one period at a time. We also have some additional tabs that open up. There's by students, by item, view student notes and markup, and score review. We only have one item on our writing prompt, so we are going to score by students. If you had two items on your test, you might wish to use the by item tab. That will organize your page to go by item. So let's say you wanted to look at everybody's item 1 first and score everybody on item 1, and then move and score everybody on item 2. You could do that on the by item tab. By students, you can sort your students in a couple of ways. One, you can use this drop down to move through students, or two, you can click the next button to move from student to student. There is an incomplete. You can mark that if a student is incomplete and you do not yet have scores for that student. If there were multiple items, you would see them here, and you could use that to click on multiple items. To view the student response, you're going to scroll down. You can see the passage here, passage 2, the prompt, and then here is the student's response in this box here. So I can read through the student response. If I would like to leave some feedback, I can add feedback here. If I need to see the rubric, I can view the rubric here. I can make this box bigger. I can zoom in. But sometimes this is hard to read, so you may wish to have a printed copy by your side. You can print directly from here as well. Once I have read through and I've noted my feedback, any written feedback that I want to, I need to make sure that I actually score it. So we're using that AASA rubric. It's broken into those 3 objectives. So I might put in my score here and give them a point there as well. The student rubric is here. It's the exact same as the teacher rubric. In this case, there are times where you might have different rubrics, but here it is the same. There's no student notes available, but if they were, you could look at them here. All right. I want to make sure that I save. Save frequently as you're scoring student work. That's really important. Again, if I wanted to take a look at student notes, I could also see them here. There are no student notes. The student just didn't write anything in the notes column while they were doing that. Okay. Okay, the last thing we'll show is this copy to feedback. All that does is it puts the student response in the teacher feedback so that if you wanted to bold a particular text in order to point out certain feedback, you could do that. If you wanted to quote, maybe you just wanted to quote this paragraph as evidence for a grade, you could copy that in and then put your notes around that one paragraph. Okay, so copy to feedback, all it does is it takes the entire student response and puts it in the teacher feedback that allows you to add comments to that response. I'm going to add in some feedback here. Save my feedback. All right. Then I could look at my score review at any time if I wanted to, and I could see, oh, I've only scored this student. That's their overall score. Let me go back to Students tab and keep on grading. I'm going to move to my next student here and come down. And the student did not do very well. We're going to give this one zeros. They did not write an essay. Or I could mark it as incomplete if I didn't want to record a score yet and I wanted them to go back, reactivate, and have them redo their work. Click Next to go to my next student, scroll down. The student wrote quite an essay. I'm going to go through, I'm going to give them some good teacher feedback. I'm going to give them their scores, and I'm going to save. Next, I can go to that score review tab, just make sure I'm all the way done. If I'm happy, then I can simply leave the page. I've saved it multiple times, and I'm good. So I can leave the page, and my data is there. Let's say we want to look at some of our test results. I can come over here now. I have access to this test results tab. It's no longer grayed out, so now we have data in. I can see I've got 4 students that have tested. I can see their performance levels because I put in the performance levels when I built the assessment. Okay. I can go in and take a look at their standards analysis. Because we tied all of the parts of the rubric to standards, I can see how they were doing on their standards. We can take a look at the objective analysis, so I could see how they did on each different part of the rubric. I can sort to see who are my students who are most struggling with purpose, focus, and organization, who's struggling with evidence and elaboration. And I can also take a look at the student response tab here and see just how did they do on each section of the rubric here as well. So student response and objective analysis are just 2 different ways of looking at the same information. Okay. So lots of reporting features here. In this video, we learned how to go in and score, use the Score Online tool to score writing prompts. We looked at a couple of the reports that you can use to analyze your data from your writing prompt. If you have any additional questions, please submit an assessment support ticket and let us know how we can help.